Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am back to plan as I go this week. I am using my Cocoa Daisy Minimalist Collection inserts. I'm going to link them up for you below. They are genuinely amazing. The paper is gorgeous, and they are made in Michigan. So if that's important to you, that's awesome. And the paper quality is just unmatched. I am using this Happy Planner sticker book this week. I haven't planned with any Happy Planner stickers in forever, so I decided that I would pull out this book. It's one of the last, if not the last book I purchased from Happy Planner, and it's been a long time. So anyway, I am doing a rainbow watercolor floral, and I did not look through this book before I started planning, which is normal for me. However, it didn't include not photos, stickers that I thought that it would. I thought there would be a lot more of those loose stickers, loose floral stickers on white paper. There are plenty on clear paper, which is fine. I could color those with the permanent marker. However, I want to do all of my coloring with watercolor, so that's not going to work because I don't want to watercolor directly on the planner pages, which I could. That's not a problem, but I don't want to. So you can see I am adding my clusters for my visual triangle. The first one, I added that big circle and then two florals, creates my background, my anchor, and my accent. And then down in the lower right-hand side, I did the exact same thing, except for I added that strip as well. So in the end, it ends up being four, but it's sort of a technicality, and I still like the way that it looks. So now I'm going to begin watercoloring. This is the way that I watercolor. Let's start out by saying I have never watched a watercoloring video. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just do what I like, and I like how it looks. I create a wash of the background, so a little bit of color, a little bit of water, and I add it to the background. Then I go back in to make certain sections darker by adding directly from the pan. So that gives a little bit more color, although still obviously the watercolor. I love the way this turns out. That's why I do it this way, obviously. But I just want to let you know that I am aware that I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have no idea if it's technically accurate. And it doesn't matter to me because this is the look that I want. So you can see I'm adding that little wash of color. It's just color mixed with water, and then I go back in and directly from the pan highlight certain little areas with more color. Then when it all dries, you really have that sort of ombre effect. You have some dark saturated colors, and then you have some really light colors. And that's what I absolutely love when I'm watercoloring, and so that's why I do it this way. So if you're looking for the same effect, you could give this a try. But again, it's not like, oh yes, I know that this is technically accurate. I have no idea, and it doesn't matter. All right, so as you can tell, we are working our way across the page, starting with pink, ending with purple. And then I've also added green and then sort of a teal, turquoise, blue, green next to it. Newsflash. In the end, it just looks like 2 days of green together, which is fine. I don't care. I love the way that it all turns out, so I guess that's a spoiler for you. So I am doing the same rainbow effect at the bottom on that little strip, the washi type strip right there as well. So you can see I started with blue, went into the turquoise/teal, and then into the green. And I really like the way that that worked. So I'm just sort of fanning the page to help speed up the process of the watercolors drying. It doesn't help, by the way, or at least I don't think that it does, but it still makes me feel better when I'm doing it. So I am using this really old Carpe Diem sticker book I purchased to add the dates. And I'm using these teeny tiny ones because I used the Cocoa Daisy really teeny tiny ones the last time I did this, and I absolutely loved the way they looked. And so I was like, oh my gosh, yes, the teeny tiny ones look amazing. So that's what we did here. I love it. Newsflash. So now I am pulling out, this is the Happy Planner sticker book that I created using sticker paper pages. Say that a bunch of times fast. And bound together with discs. These are just all from books I broke up or pages that were nearly empty with like a sticker or two left on it. And so then I put them in this book by color because that's how I plan. I don't use this book like a ton or anything, but definitely if I'm looking for a pink sticker, I know exactly where to go in this sticker book. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm starting with pink, and then I'm going to move on to orange and yellow. I'm just adding stickers for the activities that I know that I have going on this week. And also, I'm not sticking to, oh my gosh, it must be the same shade of orange. I'm varying like different colors in each family just because I like the way that looks. It's supposed to be eclectic for me. You may have a different, like, oh my gosh, I need them all to be the same color. Otherwise, it just drives me crazy. That's cool. Like, you do you, like what makes you happy and what you think makes the week look great when you're finished. That's really what matters because I definitely find that sometimes as I go, I'm like, I don't know about this. I wait and see most of the time. There are occasions I have stopped, but for the vast majority of the time, I wait and see what I think when it's all done. And if I can live with it, awesome. And most of the time, I have no idea what it was that I was fixated on at the time. It all comes together, and I think it looks really good. So there you go. So again, just moving throughout the week, scattering those stickers for activities and things that are going on and sticking to the respective color in each column. Now I am going to go back and write on those as well. And about right now is when I realized I dated this week wrong. So actually that's not true. I didn't date the week wrong. I was planning the wrong week. So these are all correct. This is totally 100% correct, but I meant to be doing the week before. And so I have to think about that. So I'm pulling up that no school sticker because there was, in fact, school. And then I'm going to redate the planner. So I'm sort of thinking this through at this point. Like, okay, I wrote down that my husband has poker. Now I need to like reevaluate just a tiny bit. So luckily, it's no big deal. I just added the sticker and went on with my bad self. But I needed to add the correct dates for this particular week. So now back to the drawing board with adding more stickers. So this time I'm going with the bigger ones just because I didn't want to mess with the smaller ones again. And I already was bummed that I had used those and then tore them off. Again, I know I could have probably tried to save them. It just in the end wasn't worth the effort. So using rainbow stickers across the weeks to correlate with the color of that particular column, obviously. And I still love it, still really excited about it, and that's all that really matters in the end. So now I'm going to go ahead and start planning as the days go. So we're on to Monday, and I'm going to alternate writing on the stickers and then writing directly on the page. I am not adding any mild liners this week just because I wanted to really focus on the color from the watercolor. So most weeks I add mild liner to add more pops of color because I just want it to be crazy colorful. This week I really wanted there to be a contrast between the white and the watercolor. So that's why I'm writing directly on the page using the zig markers to give that little pop for the bullet points, but that's pretty much it. So again, spoiler alert, I love how it turns out. I think it's really fun and it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Now, this planner, for those of you that this is the first time you've been here or you haven't really figured this out, like I haven't explained it well enough, it's not you, it's me. And this planner is the one planner that at the end of the year it can go ahead and sit on my shelf. It's not because, oh, the other one is messy. It's not that at all. It's because I love to planner hop. I love to try this. I love to try that. And I also love having one planner on my shelf at the end of the year. And so how to marry those two? This is the one that sits on my shelf. And then I can use any other planner I want every week and have both worlds be true. So that's how I've resolved this for myself. There's an added bonus that I love to be creative in my planners, and so this gives me another planner to be creative in, but it also really genuinely is just because it does what I wanted it to do. So as you can see, I'm adding the things and then I'm also adding decorations where there are empty white spaces, which I wouldn't have to do. It's just the style that I'm doing right now, and I'm loving it and having a lot of fun with it. So I'm going to watercolor this one sticker. It has words on it, which is fine. I try not to add word stickers just constantly because I do find that the Happy Planner sticker books, especially, just have so many words and phrases, which is great when you're using one or two. But when you're using a bunch that have word stickers, it's a little bit much for me personally. So I try to mitigate that. Now, you also just saw sometimes when I add a little bit too much water, I will go back in and soak up some of that water. I used a dried baby wipe. Sometimes I'll just leave it, especially for a project like this, leave the baby wipe with my watercolors. No sense in using multiple when I know I'm going to finish this all this week. So I will dab it just to help it dry a little bit faster and not soak through the sticker onto the paper. Again, it doesn't matter that it soaks through. It's just that, why not, right? So I'm going through and adding. Now for this particular sticker, it was my son's baseball game. I wanted to notate that he hit a ground rule double. And so I just simply added an arrow and wrote that right below, mostly because I had plenty of room still. So now this sticker is really cool. I love that half is white and half is black. And so I'm going to do some watercoloring on it, mostly on the white, but there is one section that has like the center of the flower that's still white. So I'm going to add some color there as well. I really love how that turned out. It's kind of a pop, like unexpectedly, and I think it's really fun. Again, I was trying to avoid stickers that had words on them because, again, we've already been there. I don't need to tell you again. But now we can start focusing on the green, which for some reason, this second half of the week always feels like we're sailing into the weekend, even when I'm planning. So it's kind of weird how that works out for me, but here we are. Now, as you can see, now that this is all dry and we're really looking more at Thursday and Friday, the colors do really look very, very similar. And so it really does start to look just like two columns of the same color, which they're not, they're different. And it doesn't bother me because I like these colors, but you can see how that sort of turned out that way. One of the coolest parts about this sticker book that I have created that has a boatload of sticker pages in it is that I can almost find anything that I need because, okay, you only have one sticker left in a sticker book, then you're really limited. But when you add it to all the one stickers left or all of those pages, then you somehow end up with a plethora and a much wider variety. And I love that. So now I'm still looking for stickers that will fit. So right there, there's those little tabs, and it's super cool because it says today. I did this also over in the orange section, by the way, with to do. And it just adds like another little pop right there, and it fits in that space perfectly. Now I am going to try to differentiate just by simply with the bullet points, but that can be easier said than done because obviously I think I only have a set of 12 of those zig markers, so it's not like sky's the limit, right? One of the things that I'm working on currently in my planning is stretching out my stickers. Now, I don't mean in terms of like making them last, I mean like allowing myself to write in bigger stickers. I used to specifically stick to smaller stickers because I had so much to get on those pages that I couldn't afford to use the space to spread out a little bit more. So now I have a little bit more room, and so I'm able to use bigger stickers and spread out a little more. And I'm really enjoying it, but it's old habits die hard. So I still really want to like squash all of the words into little stickers. So it's just something that I'm personally working on for my own planning. And the point that I'm sharing this with you is A, that you can see that I'm doing different things, and then B, we all always have something to work on, right? So I love that, and I love needing to just grow in my creative processes. That's something that I'm always striving for is growth and trying new things and reaching out because I find that I don't even know all of the things that are out there, right? None of us do. And so I love stretching and moving into new things and then pulling older things back in every now and again as well. I don't typically find myself loving blue, but watching the coloring of the watercoloring of the blue on this page, it makes me like, oh, that kind of looks pretty. I really like that. And not like, oh, my technique is so good. I mean the color. And so, yeah, it's again, that's another one of those things about all of these processes that I find myself falling in love with different things that maybe I wasn't a fan of in the past. So Sunday was a light day. I'm just adding a little bit of watercoloring into this sticker and wrapping up Sunday. And then that is it for me this week. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the box below and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thanks so much and make it a great day.